The signature itself is pretty much the same as the spine, and that's what's
Let's see if I can nail down the details of this face. Miss Barber, you're giving me all kinds of problems. I think the eyes are too large. That's part of the problem.
Things on the inside, so that's like you can't bend that kind of thing, you know? And then at the back, same thing. This pocket, whatever's in there, is keeping the back cover also nice and steady. You can go ahead and do something here, but I didn't bother with any of my journals, and I'm not going to with this one. So I have made in total 6 journals.
All right. That's helping a bit. I like to put the faces right beside each other if I can. Okay, Miss Barbara, what else?
What to do for the cover, what kind of embellishments to make, which papers go well together, and so on and so forth.
If you like my portraits, I have some more examples on my Etsy channel. It's called the Crosby Shop. Crosby Family Shop. Excuse me. I misspoke. And I do commissions if anybody's interested.
This is something that I could develop a little bit more. I like the idea of the flat frames, even though they're not very comfortable to write with. But anyway, it's an idea that we can work on. And then we have the journal, little mini journal kind of on the cover, and then we have this opening thing with envelopes, layered pockets, and large pockets. Well, there's so many other things that we can also do. But these are just the 6 examples, and I hope you find the video inspiring and helpful and all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
I'm going to brighten up her chin a little bit. It's a little too dark. I'm just using the beige color pencil to brighten it up a little bit. And I'm using a circular pencil stroke to give her that rounded chin look. Now I'm going to go straight, and it just depends on what you're doing, like what area of the face you're doing at the time.
Dancing is a great workout, but ever since I had my son, I struggle with leaks when I'm jumping around. These stay-in-place wings help with shifting and
I think that'll brighten it up a little bit more. And I might want to add a little bit more light right here, because you can see a little bit of lightning in the shadow right there. It's more of a circular kind of thing. I don't want it to be too dramatic.
Here's a simple one.
Like I said, when you sharpen your Prismacolors, make sure you don't go too sharp, because if you do, that lead will break off on your first time bearing down.
Mind how Invisalign could fix my teeth. I'm just so happy and confident. I can do anything I
Sorry about the commercials in the background. I'd skip them, but I'm using my phone to video, so I can't use it as a remote control too. It is what it is, y'all. I even ordered a new remote control for the TV, for the Fire Stick, and it won't work either. I don't know. It must be a Fire Stick problem and not a remote control problem. Natasha's doing junk mail now. Junk mail art journals. I love art journals. I guess because journaling is one of the things that keeps me sane.
You can do that, or if you need to come back to the video, you can do that. I filmed the video over a number of days.
Yeah, the world is crazy. And if you're going to keep saying in it, you got to have something. Okay, this is beige, rosy beige. I'm going to use a little bit of this on the chin so that that chin line doesn't disappear.
Making this journal with me. So this is our closure here. It can be closed this way.
Okay.
Or as the journal is getting a little bit chunkier, then you can close it this way. Or, you know, whichever way you prefer. So there's
I'm getting to where
two
her
different
chin
ones.
area is too full of
Okay,
color
so
pencil for me to
I
add
also
any more.
have a little tag here that slides in and out.
So,
And the tag is corresponding with the scrapbook paper on the inside.
I need to go
There's also
darker
a tassel
underneath
that's
that nostril
right here. We do
because
all
it's
of this
coming down
together.
too far and I need to
Also,
bring it up a
on the
little.
inside, you will
So,
see that there's a number of
I'm gonna
different
do a
pages,
little bit
different
of
types pages, grungy looking
light
pages,
umber
and, you know, just
right here on the
some
bottom of it because
fun
it's coming down
elements
too
and
far and
pieces.
it's making her nose look crooked.
Everything together as
Let me
a
straighten it
set.
back up and see where I am.
Do this middle part here. We do a little
Okay.
booklet together.
Do a little more of this dark
All
umber
sorts of
over
fun
here.
little goodies in here. So, our
Push
first
that
step
side of her face back a little bit.
is to get started and prepare our envelope for the cover.
Okay, that actually does look closer to
These are
her,
our steps.
don't you think?
Okay, so
Okay, let's see, what else do I need to do to get it on target?
so that you can still see,
Hmm.
and then hopefully this will give me enough space. Alright, so you've got your envelope. This is what it looks like. It's got your
Little
little
shadow
window.
in
You want one
here.
that has a little bit of space up the top here. So I'll just quickly show you. You can
See that
this
shadow
envelope
right there is
doesn't
what
have a
I'm
lot
trying
of
to
space
duplicate
here.
right here.
That only matters if you want to have space to put your tag in. So I've chosen this envelope. There's quite a bit of space at the top, so that's really good. Okay, so now I just want to open it on the side. So you can just trim it down with the trimmer, depending on what size envelope or what size journal you want. So I like this size, and that's why I'm just going to cut it open here
Okay, that's closer.
on both
It's
ends.
looking more like her.
I'll try not to
Becca,
rush
look
it
at this
because
and
the
tell
more
me
I
what you
rush, the
think.
slower I go, it seems. So we have cut the envelope to size.
She's sitting
and
behind me
now
on the
I want
couch.
to start adding
I don't know if she'll
elements.
actually
So the
look and
first
tell
thing
me
that I'm
though.
going to-
She's got her head in her
Actually,
phone.
Before I do that, I actually do want to trim it down a little
Gonna
bit
put
more.
some of
I
this
want it a little bit more
on that
narrow. So I
shadow
want it to
there.
be the same as my journals that I've already
A little
made.
on this
So I'm
shadow.
just going to trim it down
A
here.
little on that shadow.
I'm gonna do that.
I don't think. Hold on, where's my
There
eraser?
we go. Just want to make
Make
sure
sure it
that it's
doesn't have
straight.
any pencil on it. Sometimes you need to clean your eraser off before you use it. It might have a smudge of blue or something on it, which this one did.
Alright.
I'm gonna get rid of that marker right there.
Okay, so we've cut it to size.
Erase
Now
this one
I'm
out a
going to
little
start adding,
because it's
I
not
wanna
as
cover all of
prominent
these.
as I was making
I
it.
want that showing through my
Okay,
envelopes, so I'm just going
but
to.
I'm gonna have to go
This
back
is
over
where
it
you can get as creative
with a little bit of
as
this
you wish. Like even that would be
rosy
quite nice.
beige
So whatever you've got,
and a touch of
you can start gluing it down.
beige
So like for example,
to smooth
I
out
don't
that
even
cheek
worry
a little.
about it being, the right size
Okay,
up.
I think that's looking better. What do you think?
So then
Is it looking more like Miss Barbara? She groans and walks away.
And then at the ends here,
No
you can
help.
just glue it down. It doesn't have to be within.
I'm gonna
the
show it to my
envelope,
husband when he
'cause
gets
then
home and
you're
ask what
cutting
he
it out
thinks.
Anyway, on the other side, once everything is dry.
Alright. I also need to get a little bit of those yellow highlights right there.
It will just be something like that.
Maybe this
Yeah, so
cream
just look at the
might do
places.
it.
So now everything's covered. I'm just sort of checking where I will put everything, and then maybe one there, and then one here. Okay,
If my acrylic markers would do any smaller or finer,
so now
I
I'm
might
going
come in
to
here
start
with them and
gluing
do
down.
a little bit. I
I'll
might
just
get a
show you
toothpick
how
or
I do the
something
first
to
few,
go back and
then
grab some highlights
I'll,
for the
finish
hair.
rest off camera.
I've
So
done that
this is
before.
my
You can take
mixture
your
of
acrylic
PVA
marker
glue with some water.
when you can't get when you can't get any more layers to lay
And then I
down
just
on your
grab
paper. You can take your acrylic marker and an
let's
old
see,
palette or a
this
paper
one.
plate or something and press your
A little bit of
acrylic
chemical
marker or
here.
paint or whatever onto the
There you
paper
go.
plate, and then you can dip a Q-tip or a brush or whatever in it whatever's small enough, and then touch it to the teeth or whatever for the white highlights that you need to reclaim. You pick up little tips and things like that when you're doing portraiture and art for years and years and years. But all right, this is a warm gray. I'm gonna add a few more shadows. Let's see where. Right here on his hair. And
okay, so
around
the next
past
thing
his
I'm going
eye.
to do, I've just decided to use book pages for this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is maybe some doodling. So let's say, for example, I'll just use my pencil and I'll just this isn't really doodling, is it? But you know, just making some lines.
Let me move some of these out of the way. I'm getting too many pencils over here collected. Okay, there's my erasers. Up there. I think I'm going to keep the beige out and the black and white.
So you can see how
That up.
crap it looks right now and how good it will look when it's done.
And the cool.
So just, you know, playing around. You can do whatever. If you can
All
draw,
right.
I
There we
can't,
go.
but if you can, even better. So now what I would like to do is do some writing. So what I do is, I don't actually, I just pretend to write really, it's not really real writing. So I'll just show you, for example. This isn't my writing, but it's supposed to be, it's supposed to look like it's writing, but it's supposed to be illegible writing. So let's say, for example,
Gonna go back over a few of these shadows just to push out his jawline a little bit. There you go.
And bought ice cream, for example. This is just, or you can just, doesn't even have to be words.
All
it can
right.
just be like,
I
so that
think
it
I
looks
want
like
to darken
you're
this shadow right
actually
here a
writing
little
something,
bit.
but it's, see what I mean?
Okay.
The bottom one, I didn't actually write anything, I was just pretend writing. So I'm using a Sharpie pen. This one seems to be on its way out, but I wanted to use a Sharpie because I know once I'm adding
Okay.
more blue and water on top,
Again, I'm using
it's not
warm
going
gray.
to,
It's a 90% warm gray.
blur and smudge and all of that.
Prismacolor
So,
number 1058. Okay. This is a good color for his hair. There's still some brown in there, but there's also some gray now. He's got me by about 10 years, don't you, Pastor?
It's not words, it's just scribbles. But, you know, this is a good sort of time perhaps to write messages to yourself or uplifting messages or something like this. So you know that it's there, you know. So you can use your imagination with what you want to do with this step. Now the next thing I want to do is I just want to add a little bit of colour. So I think I'm going to just add a little bit of brown, or like a light brown. Let's see.
I'm gonna use some of this white.
So I'm just going to
Go over his teeth a little so that those black lines I just put in to show off his teeth are not so, what's the word I'm looking for? The contrast is not so high. There you go. And that way his teeth won't look fake, for lack of a better way to put it.
Okay, so this is now done. I've added my colour. I'm just going to let this dry a little bit.
There we
and
go.
then I'll come back and maybe add a few more things and then we'll do the napkin.
My girls are carrying on in the
I just
kitchen.
wanted to show you in my completed
can
journal
ignore
some of the
that.
things that I've done. So you will see on this one, you can see that I've got the book pages, I've got the doodling,
No, this was a tutorial.
making marks, I guess, around the book pages. Then I've got stamps. You will see postage stamps.
You added that out, right?
So I think that's all
I
did
really
on this one.
don't know how to
Postage
edit
stamps,
very well yet.
page, and I did just some
I'm learning.
marks. So they're postage stamp here. So they're just underneath layers.
This
of
is my
book. On
rose
this one, you'll
pink
see I've got book pages.
Prismacolor
I've got
number
music
929.
sheets, I've got some writing, and I've also done some
Just touching up the
mark
lips a little
making
bit.
around the book pages, that sort of thing. There's a music
Okay.
sheet down here.
I'm gonna take a break,
And then on this one,
and
I've
if
got
I come
music
up with
sheets, I've got
some
writing, I've got book pages.
groundbreaking change, I will try to videotape it, but
didn't
I don't
use
know,
any
guys.
stamps
I may
because,
just have to
the
sit down
I've
and
got, it's not
spend some
waterproof,
time with it,
so
or
once I
actually
go
spend some
over
time
it
away
with
from
my
it, then come back and look
blue
at it,
oil
because
solution, it
it's
gets
not
so that's why I did my
quite
stamps. You can
right
see
yet.
here, I did some
And
mark making, I did some
I'm not
samples, I did
seeing
some,
what's wrong with
little
it. So I'm gonna take a break from
you know,
this, and I'll come back
just
to
doodle a
it
little bit.
after I have
did like a little
with fresh
signature
eyes.
down here and,
Okay?
you know, just some scribbles here and there. You can see some colour poking
All right.
through, some watercolor.